Alright everybody, welcome back to the StarLadder ImbaTV Dota 2 Minor. This is our grand finals best of 5 series to determine who's going to the minor and who might just be staying home. We got Team Aster versus Newbee, a rematch from yesterday. These two teams faced up against each other in the upper bracket. The bracket is not completely filled in, but you can imagine it. Aster did just beat Keen Gaming 2-1. Down below, Newbee did beat Aster yesterday 2-1, so we'll see if history will repeat itself here or if Aster will be able to learn some lessons from yesterday's losses and then bring some action to Newbee this time around. So Aster tried a couple of slightly different things in their games yesterday. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. I think they played an off-lane Void Spirit, and they also picked the Arc Warden again, which they also lost with versus Keen. A little bit disingenuous to say that that was like the Arc Warden's fault or anything. Aster were just about to win that game, and then Lone Druid ratted them and took their throne before they could do anything about it. So it was a very exciting ending, but maybe a little bit unfair to call it a really standard loss. But I think the Arc Warden did less than they were expecting it to, and I think they might be shying away somewhat from these more unorthodox mids that they've been picking. Like, they tried the Arc Warden twice, it lost both times. They tried the Sniper just before, that also lost. So I think we might just be seeing Qian on some of his more stable heroes. Oracle's getting banned out. Newbee definitely watching that previous series. They saw what was going on with the Batrider. They saw what was going on with the Oracle. They're not really going to let Aster have those heroes. So instead, something that Aster did not pull out at all against Keen, at least in today's series, even though they had the opportunity, is they're going to grab the Enchantress here. Teams are still continuing to ban Wisp in China. I was looking at the stats for the patch, and Wisp does not have a good win rate at the moment at all. Like, he's got a ton of bans, but then in the games where Wisp is picked, it only has like a 30% win rate or something like that. So I don't know what's up with all these teams.
10 seconds remaining.
Just non-stop banning Wisp no matter what. It does seem like a thing that teams very heavily do against Aster. I'm looking through a lot of the recent games that Aster have played, a lot of their recent drafts, and it's Wisp first phase ban pretty much every single time. They did pick it twice in a row against CDC 5 days ago, so that would have been in the major qualifier portion of this overall qualifier. So they do definitely pick it. I'm just not sure if it's if this is warranted, but I don't think this is going to be changing over the course of this series. And Aster going for a really early Shadow Shaman here. All right, interesting. Not something I believe they've played that much of, and not really a big meta thing currently. The lockdown certainly going to be nice against this puck.
5 seconds remaining.
But both teams keeping their drafts pretty open-ended so far, and I think Aster especially, they've grabbed supports, but they've grabbed supports that do have some building damage and some push. So if they really want to, their cores can just be really good laning and really good team fighting matchups. That's the really nice thing that Shadow Shaman gives you, is even if you don't have carries or cores that are particularly good at hitting buildings, you've still always got the Master Open Words to fall back on. So they're not playing against Keen. They don't have to ban the Timbersaw in the first phase, but they will get rid of it here in the second round. So that maybe gives some slight hints as to what they're thinking about in terms of their, at least in terms of their cores. But we'll just have to wait and see. So what did Newbee play yesterday? They played like Ember,
10 seconds remaining.
Ember Timber TA. They played a Lone Druid Magnus Centaur game.
5 seconds
and
remaining.
Then a Troll OD Darkseer. Morphling getting banned out. Troll's still in the pool. Slark getting removed. Slark's being played a little bit. Lifestealer's been getting banned a lot, but I haven't really seen it played that much. And Void also has been getting a decent amount of play and some bans as well. So I guess we'll have to see what we're looking at here. StarLadder just really not much of a priority.
10 seconds remaining.
Kind of surprising me. I guess it does depend on what the enemy team is trying to do
5 seconds
in terms of their carry. I imagine that there are at least some carries that can punish StarLadder a bit in lane, and he is one of those off-laners where if he doesn't win his lane, then maybe the
Dire
overall
team,
game is
Radiant team pick.
a bit dicey for him, but there you go. Newbee are just going to ban the Razor, and then they immediately pick up the Troll. So the OD is still in the pool, there's like a Pugna, there are things that deal with Troll, but he just seems so strong at the moment. He's got a really, really good win rate. I don't even know exactly what to attribute it to. I think part of it is that his laning is so good. Like, he really has a lot of kill potential in lane. Once he gets his phase boots, he's able to bully a lot of offlaners out pretty much just by himself. It really frees up your supports to go and make plays elsewhere. And the new Abyssal Blade definitely solves a lot of his problems. Meanwhile, Aster just going to go in for Abaddon. Okay. Interesting. So Abaddon as a 3, I suppose. Man, XXS really just picks whatever he wants for himself. You got to keep in mind that he's the drafter, right? So whenever you see XXS on an offlane Void Spirit or like anything a little bit out of the meta, he is the man doing it. So we'll see how it works out this game. Abaddon probably still all right, and it does seem like Aster just going for a really, really fast lineup here. Like they're gonna have the Curse to push towers. They got the Shadow Shaman, they're really just able to run at you. Nice to have the Abaddon just to face check hills and stuff like that as well, start off fights. And they don't have to be too worried about the lockdown because they've got the Shadow Shaman. So as long as he's having an okay game and gets to an Aether Lens or whatever else, then he can be the catch and he can be the lockdown. But Newbee firing back a little bit as they now pick up the Omni Knight. I wonder if Puck is actually going to be a support in this situation. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't think Omnic is playable support anymore. It's really not a thing anymore. So maybe Puck support and they're still looking to pick up the mid. Seems like a total waste to use your last pick on a position 4 hero. So I would imagine that Puck is maybe playing support. Okay, so in that case, Aster now, what do they go for? I think they can still kind of OD just fine. It's looking pretty good. The matchup against Puck's not great, but if you're thinking Puck might be like a support anyway, then yeah, you just pick Devourer. Why not? Like, the silence and stuff from Puck is annoying, but I don't think it's annoying enough to not pick OD in this situation. It's just so good to have the imprisonment to isolate people from Omni Knight. You got 2 heroes with relatively low int gain, so Sammy's Eclipse is always going to do plenty of damage, and it's just so nice to imprison Troll if he's ever on the warpath with Battle Trance. Okay, so now what do you do if you're Newbee? Can you just like pick Pugna and ruin everybody's day here? Drow Ranger banned. Okay. Drow not very successful this patch at all. Pretty poor win rate, but I guess the whole idea would just be Drow plus OD, run down buildings.
10
what are
seconds
Aster
remaining.
worried about? Like what are the mids? They don't have to worry about like a Storm Spirit at all. They've got Abaddon, Shadow Shaman. They've got enough lockdown and enough save that I really don't think Storm is a thing. What has good mid matchups versus OD? That's like really long range heroes, like Lina and Sniper and that kind of thing. But both of those heroes are not really meta at all. So don't think you can't Dusa or anything. You can tell I'm not a mid player. I mean, they could just TA, I guess. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And then what do Aster want for their carry? There's pretty much nothing that can man fight Troll.
Radiant team pick.
Just get rid of Huskar. Okay. Well, I mean, they did just Huskar Keen out of the qualifier, so gonna cover their bases a little bit here, and they take the TA. Okay, so what? So is OD playing safe and TA is playing mid? Just take their hero, why don't you? And be like, alright, Newbee, what you got? So, but why don't Newbee just pick Pugna here? What's stopping them? Doesn't Pugna also have a good matchup versus TA mid? It's like whoever they send mid, Pugna just wins. Maybe they don't play it, but
5 seconds remaining.
what else? I mean, I guess they could like Sniper or Lina if they wanted to. What are some other carries this patch? But you have to match up against either a TA or an OD. It's only the Venn diagram of heroes that are good against both of those two. That's where you're aiming currently. Aster's lineup looks kind of weird though. The TA and OD on the same team, but we'll see if this move of just taking the TA away is going to be enough to do it here. I guess they could if they really wanted to, like send Troll mid and then do something else. The other problem is that AQ, from what I've seen, is a pretty greedy player, and he does really like playing the sort of big farmer mids. So I don't know if something like a Pugna would be in his wheelhouse, and I don't know if that's necessarily where Newbee's comforts or where their comfort zone lies in terms of playing Dota. So they're having a pretty intense discussion about what to pick here, and they do just pick the Lesh. Okay, so this definitely seems like it's just kind of a comfort hero for AQ. Plays it in a pretty greedy way. It has a decent matchup against TA. At least you don't really care about refraction so much. But yeah, I guess it's also like kind of okay against OD. You got pretty good int growth. You're not going to take too much damage from the hammer, though. Still likely to get auto attacked down pretty heavily. Okay, but it is SCCC playing the OD in the safe lane. So they did kind of in the end do what I was talking about, where because they've got the Shadow Shaman, they've opened themselves up to not have to have. Oh, whoops! Whoops! Don't disconnect. That would be bad. I think I slapped my enter key or something on the keyboard. Anyway, I hope I can reconnect. Please let me back in. All right, we're back. Whew. Whew. I would miss a lot of kills by missing the whole game. I think that would immediately lose me my no kills missed. So yeah, they did end up kind of doing the thing where you got heroes that can push towers, so you don't have to pick really good sieging heroes. Of course, they did round out the draft with TA, so they've got some building hitting there, but did in the end kind of take advantage of that. So we'll see how it works out. We'll see if this OD ends up being the truth against Troll Warlord. This hero has a monstrous win rate in the current patch, at least in professional games, and especially in this qualifier. We will see if they have the answer here. I'm always interested to see what Shadow Shaman players start with. There was the meta for a little bit where you started with Tango Mango and then you just got your boots as fast as possible, but you can't get side shot boots anymore. So it looks like he's just gonna go kind of max regen, trade it out a whole bunch right from the start. And curious to see how this side lane OD goes. Moogie, I don't know if he saw any of this. Nope. And Newbee just heading down here. Maybe get the aggressive outpost capture just to start off the game. Yeah, alright. Wizard chops his way in and quickly grabs that. Does this even really matter that much? I guess it's worth it to like remove a little bit of vision from the enemy team, and you can quickly see up onto the enemy high ground if anyone happens to just be standing there. But Doesn't really seem like a huge deal. Going to be a 2-2 bounty split. Faith is going to come and check this
The battle begins.
check this spot, see if there's an observer ward over here. Realizes that there is not. I still really love that counterplay that Qian had against the Chuan. I feel like I've been changing it every single time I say it, but Chuan coming in here and then preventing that trick from working. That was really cool. I'm such a Dota 2 vision nerd. But you know, everybody's got their own thing that they love about this game. It's the best thing about it. Okay, so they've actually TP'd Fade bottom. They're choosing to put the Enchantress top instead. I guess feeling like the Enchantress can put a bit more pressure on the Troll Warlord and not as much risk of dying. A lot of hits being traded back and forth. We've got the 74 damage support versus the 59 damage support. This is mid lane going. Tia's actually already taken a ton of damage. Looks like probably copped a stun and maybe with some creeps hitting as well. Not very fun. Faith is laying in with the Frost Blast. Probably the biggest reason that we're just seeing Lich at the moment. So much emphasis on laning, and Frost Blast is such an excellent nuke, along with Frost Shield in the laning stage. Maybe we can watch mid for a little bit. Can't miss these kills. How much regen did they bring? Okay, they don't actually have a ton of regen between Faith and Mugi. Definitely gonna have to get some ferried out. It's just a Wraith Band coming so far.
Here I am.
Puck forced to jump himself away. Cannot really man fight the Shadow Shaman. His Fade is going to try for a little stack here. And I don't know if he was intentionally blocking this. It's already been blocked by the Dire, so it just seems like neither team wants the big camp available at all. And Faith's just going to go for a quick pull here as he takes a rest, has a sip on a Clarity. Newbee left to his own devices, and across the board, CS going quite well for Newbee here.
Denied.
Missed both of those CS. Right as I was saying that everyone was last hitting well, that's when I look at the one lane and just caster curses. Mugi is... They're starting to run low on regen up here. Is there more coming? There's some tangos on this courier, but it can't get into the lane. Boboka is camping it out, and there's also some more regen on the Trolls courier, but they gotta get these delivered. Okay, so Faith runs it back. Boboka is trying to snipe this one, but also without being too obvious about the fact that he's got a ward here. Oh, and actually little D-ward from Faith. Alright, choosing to block out the big camp. At least stem the tide somewhat on Boboka grabbing these creeps. Is there anything useful over here? Is a centaur? Another
Dire
centaur.
structures are fortified.
Not the best. Would love to find a satyr or something, but gotta take what you can get. Mid lane stabilizing somewhat. TA getting the points up in the refraction. AQ just going for the 1 point in the lightning storm. I think this is his standard build. Does get a fair few points up in the edict early on. I think he may have actually even maxed stun in one of the earlier games. We'll see what he goes for here.
Denied.
This bottom lane is just a slap fight. There's nothing else happening down here. Aggressive jump in though now with the immediate purification. Some decent damage. Everybody in all of these lanes kind of starting to get a bit low on regen. Mugi did get those tangos delivered, but he's already chewed through most of them. Faith at least still has the salve, but his tango's also gone. And bottom, going at SCCC. Can they bring him down? He does get the imprisonment out, but YC wants to finish this kill. There's the shackle. SCCC does not have any HP regen left other than this piddly ring of regen sitting in his inventory. He's just waiting for Fade to finish this man fight so he can give him a salve. Pops the Fairy Fire in the interim. Oh, they're so low. Oh, Fade salves himself! Alright. SCC is just gonna have to rely on the Ring of Regen. That is a position 4 player if I've ever seen it. I guess Fade wanted the salve so that he could go fight for these bounty runes. I don't think he's gonna get it though.
Gotcha. A prize.
Nice, he grabs it. And Wizard's also here. Fade gonna try for the TP out. Looks like he will be okay. But they're not gonna get either of these bottom bounties. Who got the top one? Baboko looks like he's gonna get both of them. So Aster not losing out too much overall. SCC, is he ferrying some regens? Coming out a little bit late. He wanted to wait to get the full null and get a salve delivered. Ring of Regen's actually done some work for him. So what's the build for support puck? Just getting some more points up in the Waning Rift early on. I guess it's definitely nice to have when you've got this combo of Waning Rift forward into the Purification. See? Oh no, his courier! At least he got the items delivered, but
has been killed.
Courier down. Faith rotating through mid, looking for a D ward or just a little bit of trapping. They are trying to go on this TA. Do they have enough lockdown? There's some chainstone. YC also coming in. Baboko, all he can do is throw out some imps. Sean has a salve, pops it now. Yeah, that was not enough damage to find the kill. And Puck in some danger. One touch away, also has a salve of his own. Baboko now forced to retreat. Lots of trading, but still no first blood yet. Bit of a random, unexpected rotation from Faith. Probably caught Chuan unawares. Did not expect Lich to just walk up and Sinister Gaze him, but there you go. Sometimes it just happens. So, and again, this is what I was talking about. Troll Warlord does not need that much help once he gets his initial couple of items going. Really able to apply a lot of pressure. XXS is manning up and just sort of trading. Gone for a lot of armor to start here with the Buckler and the Chainmail, but Mugi is still building up the damage. And it looks like he is going to overall win this trade, forcing him back out of the lane. Imprisonment is there, Fade's coming forward, but can't really do a whole lot of damage to Wizard. And Baboko is actually just jungling for now. Okay. I think he also did this yesterday in one of their matches where they picked the Enchantress. He pressured the safe lane for a bit and then decided to start getting a little bit more efficiency out of the jungle. I'm not sure if it's the best that he's farming this camp, because I do think that's a camp that the TA wants access to, but he's deeper in the jungle now, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Vision, a bit sparse for Aster, but they've at least got a good ward over here. I don't know if they really need a ward that also covers the rune, given that they've got the TA. Wizard pretty far forward, but there are some heroes here backing him up, and the Leshrac is also rotating. This is a very aggressive move towards the bottom side of the map. Aster, are they going to respond with any TPs? Wizard still providing the vision. They get the slowdown onto Baboko, but they've already taken quite a lot of damage. I mean, it's not looking that healthy, and Aster ready to fight back. Looks like it could just be an unsuccessful rotation, and AQ TP's back mid, but here's the Templar Assassin who grabs the regen rune. I don't think it was a great loss. He maybe missed a creep or two mid, and he did take the bottom creep wave, but let's go to show that Newbee are looking to get aggressive early. I guess that's part of what their concept is with this Leshrac pick. It's just really taking early towers and applying a lot of pressure. Trouble for Fade. And drag back in. Looks like this is going to be our first blood. Imprisonment is not there in time for the save. Not a whole lot that OD can do other than just throw out that imprisonment, so
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Does work out that this Lich is rotating around. Faith just has some boots and 1 point in Sinister Gaze, and that's all that he needs. Do we have phase boots on this troll just yet? No, they're probably on the courier right this second. TA is rotating top, trying to mimic the Leshrac a little bit perhaps, but I think may have just barely been scouted by this ward. It's actually kind of cool. Never mind, Fade's actually up here. Shackle. Mugi does not have the battle trance. He's going to try for the TP out, and he gets it. This Whirling Axe is doing wonders for him, and no point. Actually, the Hex was already used from Fade. So I guess he hexed the start, followed up with the Shackles, and they just did not have the damage. And with that, Newbee going to go for a quick lane swap. Bit difficult for Troll to get back anywhere. Lesh is just edicting down this tower, and Aster not really able to stop him from doing it. He's still in there, but Baboko and Fade, what can they do? They do have the TA traps. This Pulse Nova is doing good damage to Fade, but TA is going to come in and put an end to this. And now they look towards Faith. Fade running forward, does have another Hex in a couple of seconds. And they lose that Courier. Faith, one more touch, needs to juke, needs to jive, not going to happen. Double kill for Twan. At the same time, both teams did manage to grab an outpost. So experience going both ways. And Puck's Silence getting run down at top. Does manage to pop XXS's ultimate as he retreats out. That was... I mean, a lot of damage on that mid-tier 1 tower. Should be relatively easy for AQ to get it after that, but also losing his life pretty expensive, and that double kill going to catapult TA to the #1 spot on the net worth. Room handle on both sides, fun stuff. Newbee just going to be committing pretty hard for this tower. They do manage to bring it down in the end. Lesh, pretty greedy, is going to go for the Boots of Travel first. Definitely a very nice farming item. Will keep him on the map a whole lot. Able to shove out the side lanes. That is one feature of their lineup that Aster are not amazingly well equipped to deal with. It's just Lesh constantly shoving lanes, Puck constantly shoving lanes, and even the Omni Knight to an extent able to shove pretty aggressively. Master Serpent getting deployed just to try and find this kill on the Lesh track. Fade's trapped him in. Can Wizard keep him alive? Does not have the Guardian Angel. AQ finally manages to chop his way out, but XXS puts an end to him, and Twan also finds Faith in the river. Lays the Lich low.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mugi is putting some damage onto this bottom tier 1 tower, but Aster should be that little bit quicker. Got their catapult in position, and Wizard is kind of hanging around here as if he wants to maybe do something, but I guess he's just waiting for the creep wave. And AQ... I don't know. Where does he think the best farm is? Yeah, he's just gonna go mid. There's already a core top, there's a core bottom. May as well just go and keep farming up. There isn't really any obvious play to be made on the map. Boboka with a 3-3-0-0 build. This new Enchantress has some weird and wonderful builds, to be sure. XXS is just going for a fast Flads. OD is going for a Hurricane Pike. The Dream Coil on Boboka, just snaps it immediately. Looks like he's gonna get auto attack down here. Newbee supports teaming up. Boboka with the stick charges. XXS comes over with the shield. That might be enough to save him. We need one more auto attack from YC. That's gonna do it. No one else coming to help XXS, so he's just gonna have to run for it now. And AQ running in deep, trying to back up his Troll Warlord. Nice 2-man stun. But SCCC still pursuing, and it's only 3 seconds to go for another imprisonment. Wizard is here now, though, and Mugi just going to man up. AQ running in. Does have that Pulse Nova damage going out, and Templar Assassin gets netted up. Can they do enough damage? They're fighting up this high ground. YC jumps in. It's a 1-for-1 so far. A core apiece. Newbee have everyone in position. XXS doesn't have his ultimate, and Faith is still slowing him down. The Sinister Gaze is available. SCCC's already used his ulti, so all he can do is throw out these little imprisonments now and again. That locks down AQ. Fade's looking for his angle. He does have the Mass Serpent wards. If he finds some kind of a target, but just a bit difficult to find the lockdown on these heroes. And that will be the end of that one. Slightly favoring, yeah, definitely favoring Newbee by the numbers, though that was including the Enchantress kill, which happened all the way over here. It wasn't really part of that fight. But lots of poking, lots of prodding. I would say pretty even games so far. Maybe a little bit Newbee favored. This TA is still going to be a bit of a problem. Does have the Desolator picked up already. Roshan control going to be so important for both teams this game, especially when we've got... Wow, the win probability is actually being... Oh no, I missed... No, it happened! No! I missed the kill. Fade dying to Mugi at bottom. What even happened? He just got run at, and that was it? Got the Hex off, and that was all she wrote. He was just down here trying to push the wave. And I guess Troll just snuck up on him. Didn't even need to use Battle Trance or anything. Just chopped him. Dang it. Yeah, Fade just wanted that creep wave to get his arcane boost going. Oh, missed that CS. Get the range creep. Oh, the glyph! The Dream Coil Fade! Not again! He just wanted the arcanes! He's so close! Oh my god, Newbee are being absolutely brutal. Aster's still trying to pressure top, but we haven't had a Mass Serpent Wards deployed on a tower, and Newbee's still able to hold on to this mid-tier one very successfully. Battletrance gonna get popped. Bogey just getting chain netted, net. Easy kill. And I guess Aster just don't feel like they have any plays to make. Abaddon just wants to finish his item. Odie just kind of wanted to finish his item. At least he's got the point in Arcane Orb now, so he can kind of do a little bit more in fights. And TA also just wants to finish her item, so the supports are somewhat left to just twiddle their thumbs and take whatever bits of, whatever scraps of farm are available on the map. Puck just going for a Force Staff, definitely a nice item to have against the Shadow Shaman. Get people out of harm's way. Oh, Grove Bow and the Nether Shawl, spotted by Chuan. I imagine he just uses the Grove Bar. Pupil's Gift also pretty good though. What's Odie got? Odie's just rocking the Fated Grudge. Oh, and a smoke up from Newbee. They've got this Diffusal Blade on Mugi that they really want to make use of. They don't know about this double damage. Shouldn't really need it. They're smoking to their vision. Over on the top side, looks like they want a pick off maybe into the tier 1 tower. They immediately run into the Templar Assassin. Just a bit of good luck for them, perhaps. TA able to get the refraction up again, but netted down by Mugi, and not enough that Aster can do to turn this one around. AQ even looking for an additional kill, but will just be the TA, and then back to this tower. Fade trying to keep this pushed out, but didn't even find time to zap the wave before being forced to TP out. And Aster's vision just very defensive. And we've got some really nice deep wards from Newbee. Should be able to spot all the rotations from Aster, find themselves a little bit of an opportunity. At least the TA has Blink. She is kind of combat ready, but also not the easiest to start fights if you're Aster. Especially with Shadow Shaman not having the best game. Really needs to get to that level 15, needs to get his Aether Lens, and then they have a bit more catch to work with. And they're also going to realize that there was some vision here that Newbee were ganking to, so that ward is going to get dealt with, but Newbee just nursing this little bit of a lead. And I'm shocked that the Dota buff win probability has been so heavily, well, not Dota buff, Dota plus, free advertising for Dota buff there, that the win probability has been favoring them so much this entire time. Like, I know they're ahead, but are they that ahead, or is Troll Warlord just that good of a hero and Aster's draft is weird with OD and TA on the same team? They're trying to do the same kind of thing that Newbee just did. They've got a timing on a big hero, so they're looking for a gank, but nobody's really down here. I think they were hoping to find the Puck, perhaps, but Newbee are also on the warpath. They're heading down here. Do they see a whole lot? They got vision on a couple of heroes. The smoke is still active. They now break the smoke on the Troll Warlord. They spot the Abaddon, not the best target. They Yules him first, looking to just pop his ultimate quickly. SCCC with the defensive Astral. They are going to throw out the GA quickly and just focus on these backlines. Baboka and Fade putting themselves on the line for the team, thinking that they could take this team fight, but all 5 of Newbee just running at them, and now they spot the Templar Assassin. XXS able to get him out of harm's way after that Dream Coil snap, but Newbee just going to farm up these Serpent Wards, and might even stick around a little bit longer to make some use of this Edict. Lith is going to get popped to defend it, but as you can see, Templar Assassin not really thinking that they have any kind of chance to fight. And SCCC similarly just retreating back. It kind of makes you wonder if the OD was maybe a little bit of a bait. I only think that SCCC is going to need another item or so to really start to get some work done in these fights, but the way that Newbee are just running at them is relentless. Oh, okay, Ricey gets spotted. He is invis. Mugi's here. Faith and AQ coming from the opposite angle. SCCC, what can he do? He's looking for some stacks. They will get the lockdown onto the OD. Can they keep him alive? No, XXS also got silenced. Did get some heals out. Now with the Astral Imprisonment, SCC will be able to pop the ulti. Mugi next on the chopping block, but he does already have his Battle Trance running. He's healing up way too much. Wizard's dead. Shion putting in the damage now. YC wants to finish this XXS kill. Mugi still surviving a little bit longer, but Aster have found the fight that they were looking for as they managed to take down 4. Very clutch saves from XXS. Lets OD get a decent amount of damage done. And then with all of those spells used, TA able to come in and finish the job. Unfortunately, Enchantress normally really good at tanking Roshan. Not so with this build from Baboka, but Aster's still trying to force this one out. Fade just making sure to scout things. Not gonna let YC get in here easily and go for any kind of a steal. Yeah, he will just force that himself away, and that is going to be the Aegis on the Templar Assassin. Cool. So decisive. I wish I had instant replay to...
Gotcha.
So what happened in that fight? Like, Newbee all kind of tried to collapse on the OD, and then they got dragged in a little bit too far, and as they were focusing OD, TA just started nibbling at everybody around the edge, and OD still managed to do like a good 2k damage just by getting his ultimate off. Very nice.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Twinkle used, but just gonna pike away and we'll be absolutely fine. I don't know what Newbee were hoping to get there. I think even if the coil lasts, do they have enough damage? And with coil used, there is going to be an immediate smoke. Looks like this was scouted by a Newbee ward, but AQ still sticking around, being a little bit greedy. And, okay, smoke breaks, they're going to realize what's going on, and yeah, AQ, this is a totally free kill. Absolutely no way for him to play his way out of this one. Yules to buy a second, but he pings that they have vision, and they did know that he was down here, but they didn't actually specifically see where he was. It was just that may have been a wave too far. Though they smoked in that direction because they probably saw him on this one.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
He does have the right idea. He's dead for 30 seconds, but his team is still going for this tier 1 tower at top. Fade looking for the catch, just charging forward. They're going to force staff him. He gets the Hex now under the Troll, and a really nice set of Mass Serpent wards. Trapping the Troll Warlord in here. The rest of Newbee just trying to help him out. Save the carry as they head opposite direction. Will immediately pop the GA. A nice Dream Coil plus the Chain Frost doing good damage. OD trying to find an opportunity, but just can't lay down the auto attack. Now he's going to be the one halberded. Mookie's still fighting. He gets off another Whirling Axes. What can the Templar Assassin actually do? That's life number 1, and SCCC is still just not really in this fight. Blink away from the Templar Assassin, but it's not going to take her far enough, and Troll Warlord easily puts an end to her. Looking to catch a bit more, as now the Enchantress will be the next target. They fought in, and the Leshrac was just able to TP straight to the fight with his Boots of Travel. Way too aggressive going on the Troll with the Halberd and the Heavenly Grace. Used all of their lockdown, used the Mass Serpent wards, and this Halberd pickup is actually, I think, going to be backbreaking for Aster. Like, both their OD and the TA just have their game absolutely destroyed by Halberd. And that's not to mention the Whirling Axes on top. I think this is actually a really heads-up item selection from Mugi. It does feel a bit weird, given that you already have a 60% blind, but I don't think he's going to be complaining about the disarm. And it is going to make him very tanky with the status resistance plus the Heavenly Grace on top of it. No real chance that Aster can just jump in and burst him. Right. And now they've got this bottom outpost, so they just immediately swap sides of the map and continue farming. Still very close on the net worth, win probability. Wow, that one fight swung the win probability pretty much all the way back to 50-50, but still has not really left the Newbee side for this entire time. Baboka has just picked up a 4-staff. As we've seen, YC does have that 4-staff of his own as well. SCCC, what can you do? He has just gone straight for the Kaya. Really relying on that big Sanity's Eclipse to do the job this game. Newbee back up into an immediate smoke. They back up to their sentry as well, just to make sure And the smoke is going to go the way that they want, and now they sweep across the map hoping to find something. Not going to reveal themselves on the creep wave. They're heading up onto this high ground. YC ready with the Dream Coil. If they happen to spot anything, they do see Fade. Not the best target. The smoke's been broken, so they're now aware of what's going on. And they do also see the Templar Assassin. She's got the BKB. They're just going to go for the blink and look for the TP away. Fade, it looks like he's also managed to escape. And Aster do manage to dodge that gank. And maybe now look for a little bit of a counterplay themselves. TA is just going straight into Nullifier. Okay. It's kind of cool. We got Bloodstone on the Lesh, so AQ now feeling a little bit tankier. Does have his plus 15 strength as well. And what did Omni Knight get? Omni Knight just went for the Vlads. So yeah, just kind of amassing as much armor and whatnot as he can. Just buff up his Troll, buff up his Leshrac. Let them do the heavy lifting. And this support puck is actually trucking towards the towards this Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's not impossible for Aster to deal with, but still going to be very annoying, especially with all the AoE Leshrac damage and the Chain Frost bouncing around. We've now got the Basher picked up for the Troll Warlord. I was wondering if Mookie had the Scotty queued up ahead of the Basher in his quick buy, but the Basher just seems so good. He can just gun it for TA in every fight and really make her life a living hell. Ooh, telescope. Alright, nice. What do we have on the Radiant side? The Craggy Coat, it's pretty nice. It's a Titan Sliver that nobody's using. And they got the Quickening Charm on Vadden. Oh, they found their target. I don't even know if they needed the Mass Serpent Wards there, but Fade just wanted to make 100% sure of the kill. Newbee were nearby, but not close enough. SCC's gonna get the TP out. Fade, not quite so lucky. Leshrac finds him and adds him to the Bloodstone. And Fade is using his wards to deny the wards. Thanos would be proud. And I think they only got one of those. Okay, well, little trade, still lots of farming, people want their items. Odie's almost got BKB. They really need the BKBs against that Halberd. Troll is just going full tank. Wins Roche. Could respawn in a minute. Radiant are camping it with a Courier. Lesh is also going for a BKB. So after that, we'll be a little bit less concerned about the OD. Though it's one of these games where you probably have to pop the BKB relatively early. Both are gonna get Dream Coiled up. Breaks it immediately. But I don't think he's escaping as he immediately gets rooted as well. And that is going to be a killing spree for Mugi. And another Force Staff being purchased by Fate. The thing is not only do the Force Staffs have really good defensive applications here against the Shadow Shaman and getting out of all of his disables, but it's going to have some offensive potential in 1,000 gold as well. Definitely something that Aster are going to have to be a little bit afraid of. Vavoka also losing his Courier up here. Was it maybe his Courier scouting the pit? Roshan could respawn in 5 seconds. And Aster still just such defensive wards. They have not really been able to cross the river. And they... Look at all these sentries. They are really just terrified of the idea that Newbee could have even a single ward on their side of the map. And yet, even with all these sentries, Newbee have still got this little bit of vision helping them out. He's almost got his full Solar Crest. Doesn't want to leave his Troll, but also wants to go and hit some camps so he can finish off this item. SCCC still chilling out bottom, but sees very little on the map, so I think just maybe wants to cast one imprisonment and then run for it. Doesn't even imprison the enemy creep. Just imprisons his own creep for staff out. Oh, they even glyph the wave. I don't know if that's the best usage of Glyph, but it also shows you that Newbee do not actually feel as though Aster are going to be able to make any aggressive plays anytime soon. AQ's striding around, strutting his stuff with his spider legs. We do have the blink on the Shadow Shaman now, so a bit more
Dire's
pick-off
bottom
potential
tower is
for
under attack.
Fade. Could put the game in his hands and maybe start to turn things
Dire's
around a little
bottom
bit. Still
tower
very
has
close on
fallen.
the net worth. And both teams waiting for this pivotal next round of items. Who's actually got good current gold? So TA, not quite at the nullifier just yet, but getting there. Troll also farming a really big item, so his current gold is a little bit deceptive. Omni Knight just about to grab the Solar Crest, picks it up as they head past.
Dire are scanning.
We're hanging out. That's what we're doing here, friends. And Success has bought the halberd of his own. Alright, I mean, maybe not as useful as the halberd on the side of Newbee, but still pretty good. Aster sits behind their OD with his BKB here at mid. Maybe thinking of forcing something. Roshan is going to be respawning in 10 seconds time. But again, Aster struggling to... Okay, not struggling, but having to deal with all of these Newbee wards, as they are also
Radiant are scanning.
trotting around on their side of the map. Do they have a smoke? Looks like not quite. I think both teams have scouted Roche. They are aware of what's going on here. Oh, and they... Wow. Did Aster save this mango tree this whole time? Like, just for this one crucial Roshan fight that they really needed?
Killed.
I guess that's a strat. Use the... That's actually kind of cool. Using the mango tree at, like, a sort of a turning point of the game. And now we do the Roshan quest. Well, we actually play the lane control game, as everybody shoves a bit, goes with their team, shoves a bit. Both teams looking, kind of vying for an opportunity. They both take Roshan pretty quickly, but I think they have to win a fight to actually get it. And... Alright, Aster smoking to their vision. They've got the Nullifier and the Templar Assassin. That's the plan. Try and remove all of that Omni Knight assistance and just focus somebody down before they can get their abilities and items off. But Newbee are also smoked, making their way around. Who's got buyback? Hardly anybody. So what you see is what you get. Whoever gets picked off, that's going to be the end of them for that fight. Dire Scan does reveal the position of Faya, just hanging a little bit further back. Both teams are on the high ground, no big advantage there. Good Hurricane pipe back, stealing some int from this troll. He just goes in aggressively. OD immediately getting out of there. Abaddon being focused, but that's not the best target for this troll. Warlord, he's just healing up the Abaddon. Templar Assassin locked onto the Lich somehow in that fight, but Boka's gonna get run down. And after all is said and done, it's only the Enchantress who falls. Multiple BKBs getting popped. Abaddon now maybe just getting left behind. Another Hurricane Pipe focusing on the Troll Warlord. But he gets up in the face of the OD. Fade doing his best with the shackles to keep him safe. But OD's getting dragged back in. He drops the Sanity's Eclipse, but it's only the Lich dead. And now the Root is there. OD, is he going to get bashed up? Moogie with the man fight. Fade still in the back lines, looking for the lockdown. But it is SCCC who falls first. And now the immediate bash onto the Templar Assassin. There's just too much tank on this Troll. The Omni Knight sitting behind him, keeping him alive the entire time. Finally, they turn their attention towards Wizard, but the rest of the team is there to back him up, as now XXS will fall, and Aster losing that fight in spectacular fashion. Baboka even buying back. Couldn't get back in time to do anything all that useful, and Newbee will go and claim their prize as they now secure the Roshan. Quickly dealing with that mango tree. With the Solar Crest and the Troll Warlord, this is definitely dropping quickly. Fade maybe thinking about making some kind of clutch play. He has no idea of the status of the Roshan, but he's still thinking about this. Can they scout it out? Fade goes in. Can he get it? No, he just gets chewed up by Mookie as he finishes the Roche. And also secures himself the Aegis. I think they needed to send the Satyr in the scout.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He thought he was actually pretty good on the timing there. Unfortunately, just kind of face plants, and now Newbee towards the high ground. Glyph is available. They should get all of their heroes back up. But Sanity's Eclipse is still down for 70 seconds, and without that, what can they really do? There is a Dream Coil ready. OD looking at YC. They are going to buy back immediately on Fade, but I don't think they can get much more than this. Newbee should just be able to walk it off. Wait for their puck to respawn and then go and make another attempt. There are some bounties coming up soon. You can see Faith. He's already thinking about it. He's the support player. He's moving down. Gonna go and quickly snag this outpost as well. And they've also got the cheese on this Leshrac who's working his way towards shields. The longer this game goes on, the less the Leshrac cares about the OD. And I'm just struggling to see who does care. It did decent damage to the Lich, but Troll is just so tanky, and he's got BKB and he's got Halberd. This OD really doesn't feel like he's doing a whole lot, and the Templar Assassin in the... And we can go back and talk about this fight, but Aster just didn't find a good target. They can't go on the Troll Warlord first. They have to somehow find the Omni Knight, but Wizard's pretty tanky in his own right, and in the end, the Nullifier just went on the Lich. I don't think he even... I don't even know if he died right away. Anyway, they do get a tier 2. Tron gonna go and threaten this this top lane. As Newbee are setting up outside of his base. It's gonna be the role of the Puck to defend this out. He's not that far away from Boots of Travel. Could just get this next wave and then BOT to his team, but also I don't know if there's really any need for them to force it. Still have another quite a few minutes on Aegis. It looks like Newbee just gonna sweep across, start cutting some waves on top, and really completely shut down this pressure just by sitting on this hill and cutting both mid and the top side. So they're completely hedging in this attempt from the TA to force them back. It's not gonna happen. The right idea, and nice to play to your wards like this and split a bit, but that one step ahead, just doing the exact right thing to shut that down and put themselves in a position with 2 lanes shoving towards the enemy base and some kind of a threat to go towards the high ground, or at the very least get this. Troll is also getting very close to his Abyssal Blade. I think he even has the recipe. Yeah, he's got the 2 recipes on the courier, so just needs these last couple of items, and then once he gets that, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in these upcoming fights. The Nullifier just... Oh, I think it's the right idea, but it's really going to require some execution on Tron's part to make it work and to make it look really good. Faith picking up a relatively early gem here, just looking to close that. Gem is always the best item if you feel like you're ahead and you're just going to close out the game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Removing vision from the enemy team is so
Radiant's
important.
top tower is falling.
And with this, we have a push with 1 minute remaining on the Aegis. Mugi's probably just going to go straight up. Triple C going to try and get some stacks going. Throws out the Hurricane Pike. There is an immediate Glimmer Cape preventing those orbs stacking up. We do also have... Okay, so Tempo Assassin's gone for like the build your own Doom build. Though Newbee have a lot of saves. They've got 2 Force Staves and they've got the Omni Knight. So, and the Omni Knight's got a Glimmer Cape.
Dire's bottom tower.
So he really has to find the perfect target. And then still needs help from the team. Like, somebody has to bring detection for this to actually get kills. Alright, Pike. A little bit of damage on Lesh, but not that much. Good team play from Newbee. Good discipline as they're just chipping away at this high ground. Gotta be careful. Only 20 seconds left on the Aegis. That could be a moment that Aster looked to jump and just annihilate the Troll Warlord in one go. Fade's definitely gonna have that timer in the back of his head, though. How do you go on the Troll Warlord in this kind of situation with the Omni Knight just sitting there ready to help him at a moment's notice? Okay, so they wait out the Aegis, do get a little D-ward here. And I guess for Newbee now they just go and camp this lead a bit. They could, they probably wait until tier 4 neutral items and then see if they get something good, because there's no way that Aster are going to get any of their neutral items in this situation. Like, so I think it's totally worth it to just keep them trapped inside of the base and see if you can get a bit of a higher effective net worth lead by getting some good neutrals. Though they have good ones already, like Paladin Sword on Troll, Spider Legs on Leshrac. I don't actually know if there's stuff in the tier 4 items that they would want that much more. I mean, Spell Prism on Omni Knight sounds pretty good. I guess Leveler might be nice. We'll see what happens. The items are going to come out in a second anyway. Leshrak's going for a heart next. Oh my god, Newbee are just tanking up.
Dire are scanning.
TA wants the full Bloodthorn. Abaddon not really making a whole lot of item progression. I picked up SCC. He's got that Shivas now, and we are going to have a little bit of a smoke behind. I don't even know if this is like a gank of any description. I think this might just be, hey, we got to go try and get some bounties. They're going to split up to go and get bounties. They're going to split up to go and get neutral items. Let's see if we can go and get something, or at least get a ward down. Fade's leading the way. They're just smoking straight to the middle of the map, hoping that somebody's going to come here and push it out. And they're right. It is AQ. He's there. Can they bring him down? Help is not too far away, but this is a lot of damage. The Frost Shield helping him a bit, but he's dead for 100. BKB getting popped on the Templar Assassin. Can they get out of here cleanly? They now spot Mugi. Wizard also, as always, just behind him. Hex now up in the Troll Warrior. They're going to buy back onto the Leshrac. Really wanted to take this fight, but the Abyssal Blade dropped on the OD. Immediately going to be dealt with by the Shield. XXS helping his friends in the back lines. Faith dies without getting anything off, and now the Omni Knight lockdown. Aster may have found their fight. Mugi getting disarmed, getting hexed, can't do anything on this troll. He's gonna get focused down. He does get the ultimate off, but immediately imprisoned. AQ's trying to fight through everything, but there's just too much survivability. Another shackle from Fade as SCCC finds the double kill, and Aster have found their moment. They don't have great position on these lanes, but the catapults are here, and if they get this Leshrac, that's gonna be the end of him for a very long time. Okay, Aster, huge opportunity.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
AQ just, it's like the same death as bottom.
Dire's middle tower
It's the exact same death as bottom. Good rotation from Aster, but also just Leshrac playing so far away from his team. Feeling confident in his ability with his like BKB, Yules, and Cheese to survive, but instead it's just Aster gonna come in here and clean up a full lane. Troll still hanging on to the buyback, realizing that they're gonna go for a second. Pops the buyback now. Can they actually catch this fight? Really got to make something happen. XXS just walking away. Faith slides forward, does manage to drag him back. And Aster not even going to bother with helping their Abaddon. Just going to cut their losses. XXS is running back towards the enemy fountain. Can he get one touch on this tier 4 before he dies? Alright, he even popped the wand charges. Just to buy a few more seconds. Okay, so now we got some BOTs on the Shadow Shaman. And with that, the first lane of Rax to fall is in favor of Aster. Did they need to buy back and take that fight? Was there some reason to buy back and take that fight? TA used BKB. TA used BKB and Mass Serpent Wards were down. Is that the only reason to take that fight? I guess it is. Abaddon buys back now. Why is that a buyback? Oh, because Roche is up. Alright. Aegis Cheese Refresher up for grabs. Newbee with the smoke, but this is a... God, this is such a dangerous position for them now. If either one of their cores died, they both do not have buyback, so... All they have to do on the side of Aster is find the right target. Though Newbee's still pretty strong. Smoke gets broken on the high ground. Mugi thinking about just going up there. Who's he going to find? Can't get Fade. He blinks himself backwards. They look towards the OD, but he gets the BKB up. Leshrac finds the Shadow Shaman in the back lines and kills him off, but Fade immediately has the buyback. Abaddon still giving vision in the middle. Templar Assassin has found the puck on the side and brings him down with the Build Your Own Doom. Troll Warlord getting hexed up. Wizard there with the Dispel, but he doesn't have anything for the second one. And now the auto attacks come raining in. Mugi just going to pop everything and try and turn around and fight. His Abyssal Blade is on cooldown, and his BKB is about to wear out. He does still have the Battle Trance, but they lose the secondary support, and Fade just continues chasing. Here comes the Nullifier. Wizard, do you have anything left in the tank to save your carry? Battle Trance is going to help a tiny bit, but there's the Imprison. That's the reason that they picked this OD, and it works out great. As Chuan now dominating, there's a double damage waiting in the river, and Troll dead for 110 seconds as Aster just march confidently down the middle lane. Newbee's sitting here scratching their heads about what they do. They don't have a puck for 30 seconds, they just kind of have to... I guess they just kind of have to wait, or they have to try and take some kind of a fight. They do have a buyback on
Dire's
on
middle
Omni
tower
Knight, but
has
there you
fallen.
go. GG is called, and with one movement, and I would say one slip up from Newbee, Aster just take the game. Control of Warlord was looking so strong for such a long time, but all it took was Leshrac just dying in that one fight, and then in the follow-up fight, all he manages to do is chase down Fade, who has a buyback anyway. He had so much farm, and then the last two team fights just didn't have the impact to match that farm. Wow, what a weird game. It really looked like Newbee were in such control. And again, did they need to buy back on the Leshrac? Did they have to take that fight? Was there a convincing reason for Lesh to buy back? But there you go. Aster making a statement. Going to take the first game here in this series. They lost the first game yesterday against Newbee in the upper bracket, so has to be a lot of big confidence builder winning this first game here, getting off to a good start. And Newbee, I don't think it's really back to the drawing board. I think the draft worked out fine. The laning looked good. There were some nice rotations, but just a little bit of that decision making at the most crucial points of the game really letting them down. So that wraps it up for game number 1, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hopefully catch you back here in just a couple of minutes time for game number 2 of our grand finals.